I went and actually saw a show, I think it was at the Arlington Players. And I actually remember after I saw the show, I volunteered to do some set painting with them. And I was the set painter for Oliver. And actually Donna, Migliaccio, was in Oliver, and that's where we met.
I had just finished singing As Long As He Needs Me one night and came off stage, and off right, there was this blonde kid. And I went down to the green room and I said, "Who's the blonde cutie off right?" And they said, "Oh, it's some kid that painted the set." I was assistant directing another community theater production of Godspell. And Eric came in to audition. And he really couldn't sing, and he certainly couldn't dance. But he had this incredible charisma that I really liked. And that's how I got to really know Eric.
I was on the play reading committee. The scripts that I liked, no one else liked, because they said, oh, it has a swear word in it. You know, the blue hairs are going to get upset. They won't come see the play. And I was like, I think you're totally wrong. I think, you know, the blue hairs are going to love the play because they say shit. It was out of that frustration, I think. Maybe Arlington's ready for like a professional theater.
We could not figure out what to call the theater.
We had to come up with a name.
And we called a bunch of friends from our community theater and said, come over, have dinner and drinks, and we're going to try to come up with a name.
I said, no one's leaving this house tonight until we come up with a name. Acme Theater Company. Which we thought would be really fun just because of, you know, the cartoon and just how everything got blown up by Acme, and we were just going to blow the place up.
Drama Forum.
Oh my God, I'm asleep already before you even get to the theater.
We came this close to calling the theater Caliban Theater, which of course has nothing, the theater was not, we weren't going to do Shakespeare.
I came on an ad, a jewelry ad about a diamond, and the diamond being a signature for the one you love or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, what about Signature Theater? So that is literally how we came up with the name.
Well, what was funny was that a lot of people think that was our first show, and it was not. We actually had a perfectly respectable debut season the year before that didn't shake the world at all. And Eric came to me at the end of the season. He says, we're going to do what we want to do. We did everything that everybody told us we should do, and we're going to do what we want to do this year. I was like, okay, what do you want to do? He said, I want to do Sweeney Todd.
It was probably everybody's favorite musical, and it probably is one of the most difficult musicals, and we probably had no business doing it at all.
It was either going to make or break the company.
Well, it was in the library, and it was a black box. It wasn't a black box, but we made it a black box because it was the library. The audience had to go somewhere, and the set had to go somewhere, and the orchestra had to go somewhere, and how do we do it? We didn't know.
And it was the first time, I think, that the space was used in an environmental way that people were like, oh my God, this is like unlike anything I've ever seen. And you were, you know, it was only 3 or 4 rows deep as an audience, so you're like, you were in it. There was no escaping it. And it was just thrilling.
What was so crazy about it was how fast it suddenly became the thing to see. A photo somewhere of us squeezing seats in any place we could.
We all were really proud of what we did, but we had no idea that it would make such the impact that it did make.
That was what was so beautiful, was that it was not like, who are these little snot-nosed kids? But here's something really exciting.
There was water all over the floor, and we looked up and you could see the sky. There's these huge holes in this roof. It was like, this is a disaster.